In this segment, I intend to look at the impact which unemployment will have in the long term in the society if it continues. And unless the youth start looking at this as a serious thing and start preparing themselves and not relying on government, not relying on their leaders, but then themselves taking charge to reverse these rates, there'll be serious consequences. And the impact, the first place which I feel will be impacted most are relationships. The first relationship, of course, is marriage, because we'll expect to have fewer and fewer weddings in the future, because young men will be afraid to commit to young women if they cannot be able to provide for them and even later on to provide for their children, which is a very realistic fear to have, because few things can stress people than being unable to provide for their family. So you'll be expecting fewer young people to get married, fewer people who might be in love, few of them will be willing to commit to something like marriage. For those who get married, the number one cause for divorce are finances. So this is something which will rise a lot if this continues. If there are fewer and fewer opportunities, divorce rates we expect them to rise. The other thing we expect to rise are single parents. Because of the lack of commitment, because of divorce, you'll have people who fell in love, hooked up, got a child, and one of the partners, it can be either the mother or the father, who leaves and does not want to commit. So this brings on things like mental issue from stress and depression. This will bring insecurity because the youth will turn to being conmen, being thieves, and already we are seeing some parts of the country of which are rising insecurity a lot. And so this is what the youth will be forced to become unless they start paying attention and really looking at how they can reverse these unemployment rates. The second thing you're seeing the youth getting into more is gambling, trying to get out of the situation which they are in the very fast way, having that quick win. And lastly, when you couple all these things, we're expecting more youths in the future to either end up in prison or to end up dead. And this is I'm just trying to provide, I'm not trying to be all gloom and doom, but I'm just trying to provide things. I'm saying if things continue as they are, and the reason why we are starting such programs and encouraging the youth to develop a new perspective is to prevent for situations to get to this point. But they can easily get to this point according to what we are seeing today if changes are not made, especially with the youths themselves.